Hi Linda, this is Carlos, and I wanted to show you a few things that I do with web design. I just wanted to show you a structure and how that can help you get more clients to your location. So I'm gonna show you one of my websites and the way I've structured it, and it's structured this way for a reason. This is a website that I have. And actually, I don't have a carpet cleaning business, but what I do is I build websites and then I contact carpet cleaners, and then I basically forward the calls to them. So when someone calls to this number, it automatically gets forwarded to that person that I do business with, and they give me some money for that, for getting actual phone calls. But one thing I want to go over is just the structure. Obviously, it's your home page. You gotta have something, your number there. Another thing is you have to have social media, because having all these social media different accounts is basically gonna just help your website become more authoritative. Kind of, it's basically saying it just gives you more authority with all these different social media platforms, accounts. So what I wanted to show you is WordPress, like behind the scene, how you can actually go in and change it. So this is how it looks on the back end. You can, to add content and pictures, for example, this is my home page here. You can just come here down, post, to edit. That's basically the home page. You can add pictures, you can add writing, change the text size, and obviously update it or publish. Another thing is the pages, or basically the menus, right? That's your home page, but the menus here and all the things that fall under here. As you can see, this is the back end. So, like, for example, I have East County areas, right? So I go into there, and that's basically this menu. Just let me click on that page, and that's how it looks. Let me see. And that's how it looks. And right here where it says parent, that's basically, since it has no parent, it's basically a parent menu. Now let me go back into here, and then under this I'm gonna take alcohol, for example. As you can see, it's the parent. You get to choose where it falls under. Right now it's under East County's county areas. And you can even go further down. Like, I have these other pages, just for examples, default under this page. So the parent page for this is alcohol, which would be this page, alcohol. As you can see, then there's another menu. You can add additional menus to that. So one thing that I do with all my websites that I build is I put this, it's good to have videos. If you don't have videos, that's fine. Eventually you can have videos. What I like to do is put the contact information, address, everything, where to contact you. Well, actually I don't have it in here because I want people to just call. I also put the map. Of the area, especially right on top of where your business is. Gives it more relevance, and Google sees that as a plus. And I also put the business Google Plus business page, or it's called Google My Business, in down here, so people can click it and they go straight to your page, your Google Plus page. And so that just gives it it's more like trust, right? Like you're a real business, everything's aligned. So that's one part of the structure. What I want to really show you is what I like to do with this. As you can see, you have the service areas. This is what I usually have. I just did this to throw it up just to show you as an example. But for example, let's say I fell into this menu, right? And let's say this is things to do, like in Julian, right? You can easily go, you know, even if it was like this page, things to do, right? And everything you put here, maybe, you know, hiking, art classes, and all that, all these things are going to be here, right? So what that does is sets up the structure to where if someone was to send a link to that specific page, let's say it was, you know, hiking, it gets a link gets sent through here, it passes the power to all these other pages, right? You can't link, there's no other areas here. Like if I had, like, you know, a different area, like I don't know, something to do with places to eat or something, a menu, you know, you list all the places. It's not connected unless you go into the menu. So what you want to basically do is under each menu, keep what's relevant under that menu. So if someone was to send a link here or to here, all that power from that link gets passed on to all the other pages on this menu. And that's something that most web developers or people that build websites are not going to do. And, you know, just so you know, just because they know how to build a website doesn't mean they know how to, you know, be marketers, search engine marketing. So that's something to consider. You know, they don't, it's just how it is. You know, a lot of people that build websites don't know about, you know, marketing, so they just build their website and that's it. So that's one thing about structure. I hope I understand. I can go into greater detail. I'm gonna show you another. I'm actually building another website right now, but actually a few. Encino. And I'll show you what I'm gonna do with their website. It's kind of the same way that I'll be structuring my wife's new website. As you can see, they have all these menus, and like I said, you know, I'm still developing because I'm waiting on their content. So for example, you know, they have skincare, right? You got skincare, and I'm gonna have a menu here. You can see it's microdermabrasion, skincare FAQs, chemical peels and facials, but I will be removing these other sections because I don't want anything. If someone was to send a link to any of these pages, I don't want that power to be passed on to about, right? Because I just really don't. I want everything to be relevant and stay within this. So, and then the next thing is the URL structure, right? The URL is here, right? So for example, let's say they're called Glow Med Spa Encino, and then since it's under the skincare menu, right, it's got skincare. Just because it says skincare here, I can actually go and change this. So, you know, it doesn't work like, oh, whatever I write here gets over here, you know, gets here. I can change it. So for example, if I put microdermabrasion, basically is now if someone was to type in Encino skincare or Encino med spa microdermabrasion or microdermabrasion med spa or microdermabrasion Encino, or, you know, or anything, or maybe if they know the name of the spa, Glow or Glow microdermabrasion or whatever, you know, it's gonna trigger, you know, since it's relevant to the searches. Obviously you want to put the names or the words in here that are searched for the most, and also there is titles to the pages. Let me see if I can find. I'll go back to this one because the other one I haven't really done it. For example, I have Santee, right? So the URL structure is La Mesa Carpet Cleaning / Services Santee. Now, if someone was to type in carpet cleaning Santee, that's just in your URL structure, so you're gonna trigger, it's gonna be more relevant. And another thing is called the if you go here, let me see if I can see it, is the page title. Each page gets a title. As you can see, this title here is called Rug, Tile, and Carpet Cleaning Santee, plus my phone number. So it's more, it's relevant, and I'll show you exactly. And then each page has a description. What I did is just I did a right click and inspect the code. This is something you won't see on the page, but it tells you the title of that page: carpet, rug, tile, and carpet cleaning, Santee, California. And then there's also the description right here, and that's where you can write also relevant keywords to the page. Our company provides cleaning for home, pet, stain, upholstery, leather, furniture, all rugs, pet, odor, and commercial carpet. So, and I'll show you exactly what that looks like when you do an actual search. So I'm gonna type in carpet cleaning Santee in the Google search and see. My website is doing pretty good in other cities. It's not still not fully optimizing it, but it takes time. So as you can see, even my website is number 14 position, but this is my home page. Just because I threw Santee in the description, it pops up. So let me find another one. What I do when I build websites for people, I track their keywords. It's a certain amount of keywords that they want to track and see what they rank for. For example, I have this cool little tool for this specific keyword. There's 40 searches a month, and I'm in the number 2 position, and that is the page that is showing up. That's showing up. So for my home page, I'm number 2 for that keyword. Now I want to go back and let's say put carpet cleaning or carpet cleaner Spring Valley. Okay, there's about 10 searches a month. But the thing is, just because people, this keyword can trigger various other variations of the word. So I'll put it should be number 8. So let's see, it changes. The results are actually a day old, so they don't always show exactly. Right now I'm in number 9. As you can see, the word I'm searching for is carpet cleaner Spring Valley, and my website pops up. And as you can see, these highlighted words: carpet cleaning Spring Valley. And then I put in the description Spring Valley. So, and actually my home page is right next to it. I'm not even in Spring Valley. This is just from La Mesa. So it triggered this word. You can see the word it triggers because it highlights them. Obviously you can't tell if it highlights these words because they're already in bold. So it triggered that word, Spring Valley, and that's how it made it relevant. So just, most people that build websites, again, are not going to be able to tell you that. They're not going to be able to structure it, the way it's supposed to be. So I set it up, and what I do is I set up your map listing. Let's see. And your map listing is this. There's usually 7. Sometimes there's 3, depending on the competition, and there's more, but it changes. And also, if you were to do, even if you do a search, like for example, carpet cleaning in El Centro, you're gonna see probably 3 listings, and they're gonna have on your cell phone, they're gonna have a little call button, and that's very important to have, because if you're in the top position in the map listings, you're probably going to get calls instead of website visits, right? So it's important to be in that. What I do is I also set this up for you, and then I register you to some directories, and that's going to help you move up. And so when people search for hotel in Julian, or like, they're popping up. These are the ones that are popping up. Or places to stay in Julian. Right, again, they're popping up. They're popping up, and I have to look at where they're at, but I will register you to a bunch of directories, and that might just be enough to put you, right here. And if you're there, I mean, you're gonna get calls, no doubt about it. The thing is, this is the map listings, and you won't see TripAdvisor there or Yelp or anything, because those are all the local map listings, and you'll usually see 3 or 7. And then you'll see organic listings, which will be 10 of them, and this is where your website will show up. This is where your Yelp page, or any other kind, or even your Facebook page can show up here. I want to show you like something about my wife's website. That, let's see, men's waxing alcohol. Okay, so my wife's website pops up, right, and then her Yelp account is here. So her website's there, her Yelp account is here. Obviously she's got the map listing there, and then one of her other pages, this is her men's waxing page, pops up. And then also this is her online booking, but just on her website she shows up twice on the first page, right? And then her Yelp listing comes up too. So like out of the 10, she's there twice. So that's just a better chance for you to get more calls. Let me see what else. I don't know. I'm sorry, it's like 12:46 at night, and I'm a little tired. See, here's the map listing. When it's on the cell phone, it shows a little call button here, so you can just call them right away. You got her Yelp listing, and then you have here again her website, and then one of the inner pages, because men's waxing alcohol, right, kind of relevant. So that's one of the things I do, and like I said, I track all these different keywords and see where you land. It gives you a good indication of where you're gonna land. And also now the keywords, I wanted to show you something very interesting. This is like one of my favorite parts. I type in San Diego County for area, right, and I just typed in Julian. So just for the word Julian, there is 2,400 searches per month, and this tells you exactly the combined searches here, all these searches. So there's a lot of searches, especially December, right? And I think I kind of, by looking at these words, I kind of understood why, because there's people that are actually searching for during the wintertime. So let's say Julian Pie Company, right? Let's say, look, Julian apple picking. Okay, let me search. That is, sorry, I've been going on for a while now. That has 1,000 searches a month, and I just want to show you what it looks like. So when I go and look for that, Julian apple picking, obviously orchards there. And then what really was really interesting to me was this one. This is like a website, a blog of a lady, right? And she pops up, and I know exactly what she's doing. She's actually advertising. These are all ads, and if I was to click here, she would get paid a little bit of money, So with this lady, she went and wrote a whole article, about apple picking, and I think that's her daughter, and threw some orchards in there, names, right? And the thing is, I don't know if I told you this before, but Google's very smart. If you type in kids, they know it's children, they know it's child, and any variation of kids, right? So when I look at her title is San Diego Apple Picking Julian Apple Orchards, okay? And then I also can inspect that on this and check her title, and that's what it is. San Diego apple picking, Julian apple orchards. Now, the word that we're searching for is not in the text. Julian apple picking is not in the title. Oh, I'm lost. Is not in the title, and I don't. Julian apple picking kids. See, she just pretty much stuffed this. Outdoor fun road trip things to do, apple picking, or here's the description. This is the season for apple picking. Check out our guide for San Diego Julian apple orchards with kids, including tips for apples. Now, if I go in here and I press, so that keyword is not even. She doesn't even have it in the description or in the text, and I'll show you. If you put Control F, you get this little window, and then you get to search, and it tells you how many times that word came up. Now, if you put Julian apples, see, it tells you. Now, if you put Julian, you can see how many times he used Julian. So something that I would do, for example, for your website is, maybe do a things to do tab, right? And under that, you can easily, call your website something like, I don't know, it'll be your website.com. Let's say that's your website, and then it would be like things to do in Julian / or things to do, and then it would be like Julian apple picking. So now that keyword is in your, what this is called is your URL, and it's relevant. So now you can go ahead and write a bunch of stuff about Julian. Now how is that going to help you? Well, if people search for Julian apple picking, which is like 1,000 a month, and I'll show you exactly how it goes up and down. Let me see. I want you to notice this. This is amazing. June, July, August. Look at how many searches. That's insane. September, I guess that's when it's time to go pick. Now, if your website, even though it's nothing to do with, apple picking, but if you just had your website and your website was to show up here, somewhere towards the top, because it's relevant and because, you wrote content on it, people can be clicking on your website just for all these other references. And then they'll be like, oh, well, let me check this place out since it's already there. Let me see another few things. Julian, big ones, okay. Julian apple pie company, 1,300 searches a month. As you can see, it goes up in the summer or certain times of the year. Julian apple picking is a good word. Obviously, weather and Julian is great too, but you're challenging the Weather Channel and other things. So Julian apple pie, right? You can write an article on Julian apple pie and see if you can start moving up the rankings. So your website appears. Let me see. And look at this. Julian hotels. You can easily put that in, one of your pages and go after that word. Julian hotels, and well, I know I'm going a little far now, but that's just kind of some of the things I do. So obviously, if you want to start ranking higher for these specific words, it's not just something you throw up your website and that's it. It's actually a service that I do, but I would recommend you just get your website up and fully optimized. And like I said, I fully optimized the titles and the descriptions, so it basically, you know, aligns you and puts you in place for any future online marketing or search engine marketing. So I'm sorry I went so long. So I hope you enjoy this video. So thank you very much.